I have my wig and it's trimmed up, but I also want to make it a little bit thicker. So to address that, I am going to add some modifications with the wefts that I intend to incorporate for the rest of it. I'm going to take these clippings and make wefts out of them. YouTube guys, we're bringing the Twitch guys all together for a fun-filled adventure today in making wefts. Scissors, tape, fabric glue, sewing machine. Sewing machine is so worth it. Interfacing, really cheap. They always have it on sale. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, guys, is to take measurements of the wig itself. I need to do that in order to see like how far I have to make the wefts, because they're all gonna be doubled up, but I need to take reference of how much I need. It goes from 6 inches at the bottom. I don't think I need more at the bottom. I need more up top here, so it's 13 inches. Make note of this, guys. It's 26 because we're multiplying 13 times 2. 26 inches, that's approximately there. I want to have like that much. Okay, I wish I had one of those stands where I could just like place it on, because like this thing is so light, it doesn't hold very much weight to like me styling it. I'm gonna stretch my tape across, sticky side up, and just stretch it across. And we're gonna cut right here. And like I said, this isn't my personal tutorial. I am actually using what I found on YouTube. I'm not taking credit for this, but I am doing the work. So just like bodybuilders, they show you how to do it, and you still got to do your own work. We're gonna bring them. That's about an inch. The whole purpose of me having Twitch is to kind of interact with everyone as I am working on stuff. The reason why I have paper strips are to help make the ends, or like pull apart a little bit easier. Why? Just hold it. Hold it! I don't know. I think it's the curls. The curls are kind of killing me right now. People with long hair, kudos to you, man. Props. I think I grabbed too much hair. Back to Hannah. Yeah, if you guys ever see me out and about, don't be afraid to stop me. Like I'm pretty chill. A lot of times I'm actually pretty like nervous myself. So like I'm a person too. Just come up to me and just be like, "Yo, hey, aren't you blah blah blah?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I am blah blah blah." How are we gonna spread on this? Spread it on there. Go ahead and stick to the tape. The trick is you want to align the tape with where the other section is. Get it as close as you can. You know what? I'm gonna mash this thing. Ha-ha! You're gonna stick whether you like it or not. I'm freaking losing it. Urgh! You're gonna stick, dang it. You stinking tape. It's kind of frustrating. I'm trying not to catch things on fire or burn it down myself because I'm frustrated. There's like a shiny side. I don't know if it's doing a good job of bouncing off the light, but you can kind of see how there's like the little speckles. When you look at interfacing, there's going to be a reflective kind of like shinier side when you just do that. And then there's the dull side. The dull side is the part that you iron. I'm going to have the adhesive, or like the shiny side, facing onto the hairs. Interfacing is a definite good route to take when making wefts, because you can dye it like any other fabric. It has that, and the good thing about Arda wigs, they claim that they are high heat tolerance, so you can curl them, you can iron them, fold it in half right here, sew those two sections together. With it being so curly and wavy, it's gonna need that extra volume, so I'm excited to get this added for sure. And I think just the technique of having this double stitched and whatnot is gonna be a really... I'm pretty happy that it's gonna like just stick. If I can do this, you guys can do this, and interfacing. Bam! Like, who would have thought, man? Get the edges to soak into with the glue, and then that will dry, and then we're gonna be good. This weft is pretty rock solid, man. I would recommend everyone get a basic set of tools right here. You're gonna need a needle and some kind of thread to just have a loop right here. Some kind of comb or brush. So I think I'm gonna add some cross hashing around this area. So I have my thumbs and my pinky through. I'm gonna grab that two ends right here where they're touching, and then I'm gonna flip it inside out. And then I'm gonna have a better idea of where I can flow it through. Okay, so I had my needle already preset with a little bit of the strand left, so I can still make use of this. It's more than 6 inches. Make another knot through. I usually do about 3 times. One more is good. So yeah, you have this knot that you can sew through one portion of like whatever base you're stitching through, and that's going to be a stopper. So imagine you're like, you have like handcuffs, right? And you're balling your fist. That's going to be, say, the end knot that we just tied. Say my left hand is the base of the fabric that you just poked your needle through, and see how it, if you rotate it, it's not gonna go through. But if the hole is bigger and then your knot is smaller, it's gonna slide right through. So the principle is you want to have a big enough knot. I used to hand stitch my cosplays way before I used a sewing machine, and they're still holding up. So I mean, that's saying something. I'm gonna go down maybe like 2 inches, interweave back, and then go up, interweave back, and then go until like this side right here. I'd appreciate people sharing out this particular Twitch channel, and if you guys haven't, I would appreciate it if you guys would effort and give a follow and share it with a friend, because I don't think there are very many tutorials out there on how to do wig wefts. And then I go over and then poke through here. So it's gonna be like shoelaces. If you ever done shoelaces, it's through, underneath, and up under. So you're going again underneath this, and you're poking through your own eyelet. And don't be in too much of a rush. Pop in like a rerun of like a show that you've already seen. You could marathon my playlist of YouTube videos. I would appreciate that greatly. And you can just have it on autoplay. I know I have over 100 something videos, so I would appreciate that. Speaking of video jobs, I actually got an email from UFC. They were like, "Thank you for your submission, blah blah blah," and I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't think I need to read through the rest of this, because anytime they say that, but unfortunately there were a lot of candidates that were qualified, you being one of them, blah blah blah. Go kick rocks, UFC. You had your chance with me. And I'm freaking good. But whatever. I honestly feel UFC and mixed martial arts is at a plateau. That's the reason why they had like Conor McGregor go as far as like going through an exhibition. That was just a money grab. Whenever you have a shortage of thread and you're stitching like this, the needle's too long to like backtrack. So I went through the weft, poke through the base. Okay, so don't push it all the way through. You're gonna need a little bit of slack, and feed one of the strands through that needle end. You can use this tool to swoop that strand through, and you're just gonna do a basic knot. Just poke it, make sure you have not dipped it into the actual top stitching of one of the existing wefts. To sidestep that, just poke it right in between the wig wefts, not into the stitching of the wig wefts. Does that make sense? The reason why I opted for going with Arda is because I know the reputation for having wigs that can tolerate high heat. And high heat meaning not like scorching heat, but like curling iron. and I bought it in person. It was while I was at Otakon, and you can see that vlog on YouTube if you guys want to catch what happened during that convention. You can get creative with like where you're gonna be placing them depending on how long the strands are. You want to get variety in where you're having the wefts pull through. Pull that aside. Gather. Pull the needle through. Cool. Good to go. You can separate that pinch with your thumb at the bottom or at the base of the weft. So that way you don't have to deal with too much of them all at once. And then just jab that on through, separate the thread, gather the weave, and then slip that on through. So yeah, it was all out before, and now you guys can see how it's all like poking through there, so you have a little bit more of an idea of how that works. And like now it like seamlessly blends in. You can just use this to kind of get the big sweeping motions out, but then you can slowly see how nice that looks when you give it some time to build up the thickness of your wig, and it looks really solid. It I started on the where we added the wefts is actually on the sides of the wig, and the sides are kind of like pretty crucial because it's a little thinner than the scalp, the top of the scalp, and so I wanted it to have as much opportunity to have like a good curl, so that's why I wanted to have that option. And now that everything is like really woven in, you really can't see it. You have to really dig to see where the base of the wig is, because the wefts are helping to thicken up what you have initially, and so it's pretty solid. If you guys are on Instagram, just letting you know that you can get a better vantage point on twitch.tv/AbaneHero.